Hey everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 different things you should consider before buying your first semi-truck. That's right, becoming an owner-operator, becoming their own boss, and buying their very first truck for the first time. And I do not want you to make the same mistake that I've seen hundreds of people do, and now they're regretting it for life. There's a lot of people who have dreams, and so make sure you watch all the video. All 5 of them are going to be super valuable, because that can be the difference between you making money in trucking and not making money in trucking. All right, so the first thing that you should be considering is going to be what type of truck you should actually get. I get this question a lot. So should I get a Kenworth? Should I get a Peterbilt? Should I get a this? Should I get a that? Now that doesn't really matter, right? So that's more personal preference. That's more of an identity thing. Truck is a truck. Truck is a truck at the end of the day. Yes, every truck has their own little quirks to it, but overall, what should you be looking for? As your very first truck, mileage is something that's very important. Now let's explain what mileage actually means. 100,000 miles on a car is similar to getting 1,000,000 miles on an actual truck, which means if you're buying a car for like 20,000 miles, it's probably a new car. So that means same thing. If you're buying a truck with 200,000 miles, it's still considered a new truck itself. So a lot of people are thinking, well, if I go brand new truck, Jonathan, that means I'm not going to have any issues on the truck itself. And that is where you're wrong, because at the end of the day, it is a truck. Doesn't matter what the make or model is, they're going to break down, and it's going to cost you a whole lot more money for a new truck. So that being said, my recommendation for most people, around 200 to 400,000 miles max, right? And then anything in between that works. You're going to look for a price point in the $40,000 to $60,000 range. There's a whole bunch of them out there that you can actually find in that price range. That's going to be a solid truck that you can actually get started with. The reason why it's solid is it's going to be used, so that means somebody tried it out already. If there's any problems, that problems would have come up already, any big issues, so it's gone through any of the small issues going forward, and that means that you're ready to rock and roll. And you can actually keep your costs down, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you make, it matters how much you keep. So if you go buy this crazy $100,000, $120,000 truck, and you have all the fancy bells and whistles on it, you're not going to get more money from the broker for transporting on a brand new truck compared to a used truck. So that being said, now your costs are going straight up. You're going to be making the same amount of money. Now all of a sudden your profit drops through the floor. That being said, use my recommendation: 200,000 to 400,000 miles on the truck, $40,000 to $60,000 for an actual truck itself. Try to have enough saved to get like 40 to 50% down on the truck. Keep your payment super low so you can actually start making money. And even if things do slow down a little bit, you're not going to be struggling to come out of pocket to pay it off. Now, trucks do what trucks do, and that is break down from time to time. That being said, understanding your maintenance plan when it comes to the truck that you're purchasing is going to be super important. Before you actually purchase a truck, make sure you bring a mechanic with you. Make sure that they're not tied to the actual seller itself, because that can be kind of shady. And make sure he's actually going through the diagnostic with you, because you probably don't have the same experience that he does. And now, when it comes to the actual maintenance, understand and have conversation with him and be like, okay, this in particular truck, what are the tips and tricks I should be doing on a daily or weekly basis to be changing or checking? Make sure I'm checking my problems when they're small. Because if all of a sudden you don't check your truck, you don't do the proper inspections needed, and then all of a sudden the problem is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and big problems are much more expensive to fix than small problems. And that's one of the things that we do here at Driving Academy, is we get all of our students ready to get through a pre-trip inspection. Yes, that's going to be part of the CDL road test that they have to get their license, but it's also going to be something that they have to go through every single day of driving an actual truck of life. So if you want to prepare to purchase your very first truck, then you probably have to do a pre-trip inspection like a pro, and that's what we help our students do every single day of the week, since we're open up 7 days. So if you're interested in getting more information about getting a CDL license in general, then definitely check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. See a location near you. We could definitely help you out. The one thing that most people don't talk about is going to be truck insurance. So there are different insurance rates for different trucks, depending on how old it is, what type of truck it is, how much money it's going to be, and what kind of routes it's going to be taking. So for instance, if you have truck A, you have truck B, and they cost around the same price. But truck A, truck insurance is going to be about $20,000, and truck B, truck insurance is going to be about $30,000. Which one would you rather purchase? Of course, truck A, because you want to keep your costs down as possible. That being said, understanding your insurance before you pull the trigger on it. Don't be like a lot of people who bought the truck and then try to get the insurance after. You can actually get quotes done for a specific insurance itself. Now, if you need help on finding proper insurance, make sure you drop us a comment, leave us your email address or something, and then we can actually connect you with our personal insurance broker, who's an expert in the trucking field and helps people every single day start their own businesses, become their own authority, and do everything else in between as well. The next thing to think about is going to be long-term planning, or just planning in general. A lot of people don't put enough emphasis on actual planning itself. I mean, most people go and get into the industry, they just buy a truck, they don't really have any plan, and they just kind of try to figure it out as they go along. However, the best way to do it in this industry and any other industry in your life is going to be make sure you have a plan and an outcome to go for, right? Because if your plan is just to be an owner operator and kind of be your own boss, and just you don't want to add any more trucks on there, there, you're going to buy a certain type of truck. If your plan is to be just a local driver, that means you're going to buy what's called the day cab. If your plan is to be an over-the-road driver or a regional driver, then your plan is going to be to buy a sleeper truck. And also, if your plan is to actually have a huge fleet, a big company that's going to continue to expand into it, continue to grow, your plan is going to be completely different, because now all of a sudden you're going to want to make sure that you have a truck that has 2 bunks inside of it, because when you're actually starting to scale your company, you're probably going to be the first trainer, which means you're going to bring a guy onto your truck itself. You're going to have them sleep in the bed, the other bed that you're not, and you're going to make sure that you're training him correctly, potentially give him that truck while you go purchase the next truck, or vice versa. So all these things really come into mind, and it's always easier to plan ahead of time than to buy a truck and all of a sudden realize that the truck that you purchased does not fit the actual plan that you're actually driving, which means you're going to have to sell your truck, try to buy another truck, or try to kind of jerry-rig this truck itself to get to you where you want it to go. It becomes a lot more complicated, and it takes you off the focus of growing your business and making the money that you want to make. And the last piece of advice, and it almost has to do with planning, is going to be make sure you buy a truck for the specific cargo that you're trying to transport. If you're just going to go general, then that's where that truck that we mentioned in the beginning of the video, which is going to be $40,000 to $60,000, can really help you out. So that's going to be good for anything with flatbeds, reefer trailers, or like dry van trailer. However, we have a friend who actually purchased a truck for $300,000, and it has all the bells and whistles needed, and it was specifically designed to transport super heavy, overweight loads. That being said, things that they've done there is like increase the width of the frame, like they double framed it up, added some more axles to it, added some more power to the engine, a whole bunch of other bells and whistles itself. If you went to go purchase a $300,000 truck and you thought, hey, the more money I spend, that means the better truck I'm going to have, then all of a sudden you're driving that $300,000 truck with a normal load. You're going to be wearing out different parts for no reason, simply because it wasn't designed for that specific use. So make sure you really understand what use you're trying to go for, ask the right questions, and it can definitely make the truck purchase process a lot easier for you itself. If you have a clear outcome, it's very easy to show how to get there. That being said, if you want to come to the best truck driving school in the whole country, because if that's your dream and you don't have your CDL license yet, that's going to be step number 1. Step number 1, get your CDL license. We're here to help you out every single step of the way. So even if you don't have your permit, we're going to walk you through all the classroom training to get you ready for the written test, give you all the hands-on yard and road training to get you ready for the road test, and then we're going to give you unlimited tries at the test, because we have guaranteed training courses available. That being said, we're also open up 7 days a week, and all you need to get started is $500 down. We could work out a payment plan for the rest. So if you are interested, check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. Again, cdldrivingacademy.com. Our mission is to help 1 million people get on the road to freedom. What's more free than driving where you want to go and making more money while you're doing it? Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.